Hey everybody out there in YouTube land, Goemon Ronan coming at you again. Just trying to get caught up on YouTube videos before I start work tomorrow. And I'm sitting all weird because of the lighting situation in here, so this is not my house. I'm house sitting. So Joey, he's on YouTube as Joey Smith, so that's what I'm gonna say. So Joey Smith is a kind of say long-time subscriber of mine, even though I don't really. I mean, I guess I've been around a while, but I still only have like a couple hundred subscribers or something like that. But Joey's been with me since the beginning, and he's one of my long-time people. So when he requests something, I try and do it. So this is a request video for Joey, and he asked me what it was like becoming vegetarian the other day, and he was wondering if I might be willing to talk about what all that was like and why I did it and everything like that. So let me just clear up. I'm actually pescatarian. I still eat fish. Okay, I do still eat dairy. So I'm not vegan. All right, I still eat dairy and cheese and stuff like that. I do try and get vegan versions of those when I can, when it's affordable for me to do so. But by no means do I, stick to that if I need some cheese. Like if a recipe calls for some cheese and I can't afford the veggie stuff, I'm gonna get regular cheese. Eggs are one of my favorite things to eat and a really good way for me to get protein. You have to be careful eating too much fish and stuff these days, at least. They're like the sea's filter. And of course, Morningstar, Impossible, Garden, all of these places make really, really very convincing, very good, veggie meats. You can even get, Impossible burgers at the drive-thru at Burger King now. McDonald's has the McPlant. Okay, excuse me. Basically, there's a lot. There's a lot to be said for the whole vegetarian lifestyle, and I think part of it is because beef just tastes like shit now. The few times in the last few years that I have tried a little piece of beef here and there, it just has not tasted like it did back in the day or anything like that. But anyway, so why did I become vegetarian, pescatarian? Well, because I have a condition called hyperuricemia, which leads to another condition called gout. So I'm sure that all of you have heard of this as kind of like an old person disease. And it is very rare to get gout as a male before you're in your 50s. My first gout flare-up was when I was 25. I got back from the Renaissance Festival I went to Texas State Renaissance Festival that year. My foot was not in good shape when we got back. I wound up in the ER that night, where my cousin was a nurse. That was sort of... and they were like, dude, you have gout. And not only do you have gout, but once you've had gout, you have gout, right? Like you have hyperuricemia. You're gonna risk getting this for the rest of your life. Sort of like an autoimmune disease in some ways. It's an arthritic, it's a form of arthritis. Basically, what happens is there's normally a certain amount of piss, of uric acid in your blood, right? Your kidneys are responsible for uric acid and purinic proteins, okay? Your kidneys are responsible for filtering those uric acids and proteins out, but for one reason or another they become unable to do it, or just you didn't have the ability to do it and it just caught up with you. So I don't have the best set of kidneys in the world. This is why I also pretty much quit drinking. I mean, on top of the fact that I spent 2 years as a raging alcoholic, I just the alcohol does not help my condition. In fact, beer is one of the things that gout sufferers have to really watch out for. At least full strength beer. I haven't had much of a problem with low alcohol beer, with like alcohol free beer. But I have overdone it on regular beer and flared up, and it's very painful. It attacks the big joints in your feet usually, but it can be in any joint in your body, and I've had it in my knees, my fingers, stuff like that. There are medications that they can put you on, but I didn't tolerate the medications very well. Indomethacin is the short-term medication for getting rid of the flare-up, and it tends to give me nightmares. That is one of the side effects. I just have these really crazy nightmares on that stuff, and I start not sleeping real well. It's very Freddy Krueger. And then allopurinol is the long-term solution, but I found while I was on allopurinol, I just couldn't stay awake, and I was starting to make a lot of mistakes at work and stuff like that. I was drowsy and tired all the time, and I pointed this stuff out to my doctor, and he's like, well, you know, dude, those are the primary medications, and, you know, the other few that are around you're probably not going to tolerate well either, because they work in similar ways. So I think you're going to have to give up meat, dude. And I was like, really? He's like, yeah, because at that point I was flaring up in both feet, which had never happened before. Usually it's in one foot or the other. At this point, it was in both feet, and I was actually going to work and still working, and everything. I was kind of suffering through all the pain, and eventually had to go to the clinic, and they were like, yeah, dude, you've had gout before. And I was like, well, I thought it was that, but it just seemed so weird to have it in both feet at the same time. And they were like, yeah, because you're having like a major flare up, dude. Like, they almost wanted to like clean my blood out. And I was like, well, what have I been doing lately? And it turned out I'd been eating a ton of tuna fish. I was eating tuna helper like crazy, and that's a very heavy gout fuel. So even in the fish realm, I have to be careful. I can't eat tuna too often. If I do eat tuna, it has to be like the whitest tuna I can get. Mackerel, like sardines, anchovies, stuff like that is out. Now, there's the reason. That took up most of the video, so there's probably going to be a part B on this. Was it difficult? Not really. I mean, bacon was hard. And there are certainly some things I miss, but once I kind of started working like meats out of my diet, and like my general health kind of started to improve, I really didn't miss it that much. On top of that, like I said, Morningstar and all those companies make really good, very convincing, fake meats. So it's not like I was really missing out, especially from like a breakfast standpoint. Morningstar's breakfast sausage is, if they told me it was sausage one day, like they were just like, oh, it's just sausage, I'd believe them. It's that good. So it's not really like you can excuse me. It's not really like you have nothing. It's just that you're either going to, it's like this. If you're 50 years old and you still think vanilla ice cream is like the best ice cream flavor there is, and you know all you drink is Dr. Pepper, like you drink one soda or whatever, and you know every time you try something new you say in your head that's not like the old thing, then that's not the mentality. This is going to be very difficult for you. I call those people try-oncers. It's like they literally have it in their head that the new thing they're going to try is going to need to be close to the old thing, even though it's a new and different thing. Okay? It's like, why didn't you just stick with the old thing, right? So if you're kind of the try-oncer mentality, and like you're just not I mean, like if you've been eating the same way since you've been 3 years old, if you walk into a McDonald's and still order your burger plain with cheese, you're screwed. You would have, I mean, you're not necessarily screwed, but it is going to be a difficult battle to try and work meat and stuff out of your diet. There's also this very weird macho kind of thing, like a lot of people are like, oh no man, no, I'm gonna eat meat, dude, I don't feel like men eat meat. Okay, well, whatever. I have a debilitating condition that literally cripples me from eating that shit, so I can't do it, you know? And therein sort of lies, but now if you're the type of person who always wants the new ice cream flavor, always tries the new thing on the menu when you go into Starbucks, if you're that type of person, you're gonna like, this is gonna be easy for you, because it's gonna be a whole new like thing to try and a whole new way to live, and those people tend to respond well to things like that. Okay? But if you're a try-oncer, or you just want things to be the same all the time, like they've been the last 50, 60 years you've been alive, that sounds extremely fucking boring to me. By the way, that's yet another one of these mentalities I don't get. My father, for example, he buys Zevia Cola, right, because he wants to be healthy. But he can't deal with the fact that it's clear. His brain simply cannot cope. I'm like, drink it out of the can. Oh, well, it doesn't stay cold. Okay. So literally, he has gone to having to drink lemon lime Zevia. He hates lemon lime soda. But the only thing appropriate for him to drink is lemon lime soda from Zevia because it's already clear. And that is very disturbing to me. I love my dad, but I hate to use him as an example like that, but he would understand that. He would probably deny that, actually, but that's why he's doing it. I know he hates lemon lime soda, and I know he can't deal with the clear aspect of their cola, so that is the only logical answer, that he's moved to lemon lime because it's naturally clear. Alright? If you have that much trouble accepting something new, then yeah, I'm actually surprised he successfully kind of became a vegetarian. I'm gonna do part 2 on this, guys.